Hi INFJs, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about how we just disappear. Like we don't fade out like most people do. We vanish like it's our superpower. We are so good at it. 1 minute we'll be fully present, and then the next minute it's like we got sucked out into this portal. And people are always joking about this. You'll see memes all over the internet. I'm sure that you've seen them, right? Where did the INFJ go? Are they like Superman? Are they saving the world? What are they doing? Or did they move out into a cabin somewhere deep in the woods on top of a mountain? And I'm not going to lie, the last one about the cabin, it sounds very tempting, but here's what nobody really understands. INFJs, we don't disappear because we don't care. A lot of people will say that the INFJs, they don't care. They're selfish. They'll just disappear. We disappear because it feels safer than staying visible. But it comes at a high cost for ourselves, and a lot of us don't realize that. I didn't. So if you're an INFJ and you've always wondered why you do this video will explain it. Today we're going to talk about why INFJs disappear, why we go quiet, shut down, withdraw, not withdrawal, we could withdraw, pull back, and suddenly become fine. Like fine, kind of fine. I'm going to show you what's actually happening underneath the surface, why it's connected to people pleasing and fawning, and why it can make you feel very disconnected from yourself over time. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Trina. I'm an INFJ and I'm also neurodivergent. I love helping INFJs remember who they were before the world told them who they weren't. I do this through video, coaching classes, and community. We unlearn the noise and come back home to our soul. I'm glad that you found my channel. I hope you find it helpful. If you're returning, hey, I'm glad that you came back. I'm very grateful for you guys. Before we get going, I'm going to invite you to like this video. Feel free to share it. The more times it's shared, the more INFJs we get to help, and that's what it's all about. And if you haven't yet, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate your support. Your support helps me come back and do these videos for you again and again, and I love doing them. Don't forget to check out the resource section in the description of this video. I love plopping things in there, links to things I've found, things I've created that are specific for INFJs and high sensitive and neurodivergent people that have helped me, and I know they can help a lot of other people too. All right, let's get into this. What disappearing looks like. I know you're probably rolling your eyes like, okay, I know what disappearing looks like, Trina. You're a little bit crazy, but you know what? Disappearing doesn't mean we just all of a sudden stop showing up to social events. We stop going out with our friends. We stop doing all those social things or being present with groups of people, whatever it may be. That's what I always thought. Like I used to see this come up lots when I was doing a lot of work on myself. And I'm like, I don't disappear. I'm always present. I don't disappear. Disappearing for an INFJ can look very subtle. So it doesn't mean we're always just ghosting. It can be we stop sharing our thoughts. We stop asking for what we need. We become low maintenance. We start editing our personality to fit who we're with. We stop bringing up what matters to us. We don't want to bother anybody. You ever been like that? Oh, I don't want to be a bother. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a bother. Oh, I used to do that all the time. I probably still do. We become quiet, agreeable, and easy. And the wild part is, sometimes the other person doesn't even notice that we disappeared because we're still physically there, but internally we're gone. We're like way out there, probably in another galaxy. INFJs, we do this because we're deeply sensitive to emotional shifts. I always wondered why I did this. I've been doing a lot of work on myself lately, and I'm going to share a little bit of my story in a bit here. And I question this. I've been talking to a therapist and I question, like, why do I do this? INFJs, we're deeply sensitive to emotional shifts. We feel things other people don't, okay? So there's the tone change, the vibe shift, the coldness, the distance. When something changes with another person, we feel that right away. And the moment that we feel that, our nervous system goes into a mode that feels like, oh no, what did I do? Don't make it worse. don't need too much, don't be too much. We're just kind of going to be silent and we're going to just be in the back and everything's going to be okay. Not because we're adjusting, not because we're fake, but because we're trying to protect ourselves emotionally. That's what's going on. And this is the part that people don't understand. A lot of the time, what looks like INFJs disappearing is actually fawning, right? It's people pleasing, it's self-abandonment. It's the nervous system saying, if I become what they need, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be okay. Do you guys feel that? Do you recognize that in yourself? And here's the kicker. Sometimes we do it even when we're being disrespected, even when we're being rejected. I completely disappeared. I just came out of, it was a 10-year relationship where I completely disappeared years ago, okay? This relationship was a very toxic one for me. I didn't realize it while I was in the thick of it, but the entire time, all I felt was rejected by the other person. Probably wondering, Katrina, why did you stay that long, right? I know. But this is where we get caught up. We don't realize what's going on because our nervous system jumps in and just does things, right? So I disappeared years ago. I was there physically, like I was cleaning the house, making meals, doing lunches, doing their laundry, tending to our son, paying the bills. You know, like it looked like I was still living my life, but emotionally I left years ago. Completely shut down years ago, stopped sharing anything about myself. And it's quite interesting because talking to this person now, after living with them for 10 years, dating them for 10 years, lived with them for 9, they don't know the first thing about me because I was so shut down. Isn't it crazy? So it's been 7 months since I got out of this relationship and I am still paying the price for what I did to myself shutting down, okay? I say it that I did it to myself because I shut down, because that way I can work on it. I can work on it instead of putting blame on somebody else, right? But here's what it costs us. Every time we disappear, we don't just lose that moment, we lose connection with ourselves, to who we are. We lose our voice, we lose our needs, we lose our truths, we lose who we are essentially. And over time, that inner voice, our intuition that guides us, it goes quiet, right? So like for me, I was doing deep work on myself that whole time in the relationship, which is crazy to say that when I see how things went. And I discovered that, you know, INFJs, we're intuitive. We've got this intuition. It's going to guide us. And I'm like, where's mine? I can't hear it. I must be broken again. Great. I lost that too, right? This is what was going through. I didn't realize I was so disconnected from myself that I couldn't hear it because that voice went quiet. That's when we start feeling stuck because we can't hear what we actually want anymore, what we actually need, right? Because we're squishing ourselves down. We're trying to be that person that we think they need so we stay safe. This is why so many INFJs feel so lost, not because we don't have a purpose, but because we've been shape-shifting for so long that we can't access who we are underneath all of that. And yes, for many of us, if we're being honest, this disconnection, if we're being honest, this is a connection to rejection. That's where I wanted to go with it. Got my words mumbled up. Now, I say this way, that we're being honest, that this is a connection to rejection, because I would have disagreed with this just a few months ago. I would have been like, I'm not being rejected. But in fact, it's connected to rejection. Not always in obvious ways. A lot of us don't even label it as rejection. Like I just said, I wouldn't have. We just feel not chosen, not wanted, not picked, not good enough, not valued. Maybe we're not enough. We feel we're not good enough. Maybe we feel we're too much again, right? Maybe we feel like we're wrong. Those are all the thoughts that were going through my head the last 10 years. So our nervous system tries to prevent that pain by disappearing first. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's keeping us safe. Rejection hurts. Not just INFJs, human beings in general. Rejection hurts very, very deeply, and we can only handle so much of it before our nervous system is like, no, we can't do this. This is way too painful. We're going to shut down. I'm talking about this and so much more in my latest workshop, Why Purpose Feels So Hard for INFJs, because this isn't something that we logic our way out of. We're not going to think our way out of it. This is survival wiring. So in this workshop, I'm going to go deeper into why INFJs people please and fawn, why we disappear and often let others continue to disrespect us, use us, walk all over us. And instead of just being fully ourselves, how this pattern disconnects us from clarity, from direction, and from our purpose, and how we can come back to ourselves in a nervous system safe way. So you don't have to keep abandoning yourself to keep connection, right? We don't want to do that anymore. So if this video feels like it's describing you, I'm going to leave the link in the description of the video if you want to learn more about my workshop. INFJs, you're not broken, you're not weird, you're not too much, not enough, or any of those other things that we say about ourselves, or maybe have been said to us. Who knows, right? We've been in survival mode for so long that we deserve more than survival. You deserve a life where you don't have to disappear to be loved. You don't have to feel like you need to disappear to be loved. If this hits you, if you're nodding your head and be like, yeah, I know what she's talking about, I would love for you to comment disappear in the comments. I just want to know that I'm not alone talking about this, because it makes us feel a lot better to know when we're not alone, when we're struggling with something such as this. This is a deep struggle, and I do know a lot of INFJs do struggle with this. Thanks so much for joining me. Again, if you want to check out my new workshop, the link is in the description of this video. I invite you, if you haven't yet, to like this video. Feel free to share it. Again, the more times it's shared, the more INFJs we get to help, and that's really what it's all about. And I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye-bye for now.